It's day 9, July 3rd. We're in Zeeland, North Dakota. It's a little cooler today. Finally, the heat's gone away. It's cloudy, a little bit of a mist. I don't know if it's enough to make a difference here, but we're here with Mark Rohrich with Maverick Ag. Mark, thank you for spending some time with us today. Appreciate it. We're in one of his wheat fields, the hard red spring wheat. And Mark, it looks good, but you're suggesting that maybe not as good as some years?
No, definitely not as good as some years, yes. Yeah.
And why is that?
Lack of rain in the last 3 weeks has dried the wheat up from the bottom.
Right.
And, definitely not going to have that big test weight punch to it, and I see some missing kernels and some heads, and it's going to be an average crop, average spring wheat crop, and you go further west from here, and there's even wheat being made for hay. It's
You're kidding.
Getting released and
Wow.
made for hay. It's dry.
So Kansas is kind of offsetting at that 100 bushel per acre yield compared to some of the guys out here. So yeah, I can see that it's starting to mature, and you're saying that once it gets going, it's drying up from the bottom up, and that's it, right?
Yeah. Just do what it can do to fill what it can fill, but it's once you start drying it from the bottom up, you see hot in the headlands and double seeded, and
right.
and it just carries on from there.
And you're about what, a couple weeks from harvest at least?
No, this is at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
This is at least 3. I'm 3 to a month.
Yeah.
I'd say if we start end of July is probably.
And when you say average, you're talking what per bushel?
How many bushels an acre?
Yeah.
50 to 60 is
and
real average.
The last few years you're used to what, 80?
Yeah, used to 70. We've had from 60 to 80. Just above target. Our target. Our goal is around 60.
So how was the spring? Was it wet? Was it dry?
We had a good spring, good moisture in through the spring, timely rains, got the crop in timely. It got some subsoil built up, but as you can see, it got tapped out, and it's.
Well, through my travels, I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot compared to last year, but some drowned out areas. So to me, it looked like you had a lot more rain than some did. But even last year, all of this drowned out area produced a pretty good crop. South Dakota had a record. You guys came close to a record. Yeah. So it's very deceiving this time of the year. I think if weather changes, corn knee high by July 4th is what you see here, right?
That's here. Knee high by the 4th of July is a true.
Right, and the beans look good. They don't really need the moisture in it right now, but it is drying out. But they'll need some more down the road, right?
Rains in July and early August especially that'll make or break our corn and soybeans.
Right. It's day 9, July 3rd. We're here with Mark Rohrich. He's with Maverick Ag here in Ashley, North Dakota. This is near Zeeland, North Dakota. And Mark, you're an agronomist by trade, and so I wanted to ask you some questions regarding corn. And this is your cornfield here, and usually North Dakota, if corn's knee high by July 4th, it's looking good. This looks like it's ahead.
Yeah.
When did you plant this?
I believe about May 5th is when this field was planted.
And your ideal window here is typically around there?
Late April, early May is typical.
Right, and
plant.
this is 30-inch no-till?
30-inch no-till.
Yeah. Yeah. So we along the tour, and this is our 9th day. It's our 8th state because we had 2 days in Illinois. There's been a lot of guys, and you're on Twitter. And if you want to follow Mark, he's at Sunflower Farmer, right?
Yep.
On Twitter. So a lot of guys have been complaining about rolling corn, too much heat, pineappling. I've learned, some other agronomists from past years have taught me, Mo, if corn has bad days, you're robbing it of yield. Is there any truth to that?
There is some truth to that. Yes. I mean, the best optimal corn never sees a day of stress.
Okay.
Out here, it's almost guaranteed at some point in corn's life in North Dakota, you're going to see some rolled or some stress on the corn.
Right.
And you're going to get corn even with stress. The critical period is pollination.
Pollination.
Is if you don't get good pollination on the ear, but it's.
So you're basically saying that rolling corn between now and pollination, yeah, it's an issue, but you're saying it's more serious if it happens during pollination.
Yeah, under moisture stress at pollination is the biggest factor.
Right.
Yes. Right. This corn will roll up. If it wasn't cloudy and cool today, you'd see some rolling up in this field, and
yep.
It's not optimal, but it doesn't mean that we're not, that we're not going to have a decent corn crop.
And what did you do last year? What was your average on yield?
Last year, low 100s.
Yeah.
Was had an early frost on some corn.
Okay.
That took away the 25 bushels.
Right.
And
But this looks good. You're probably above average.
It's not
Too
over
early?
till it's over.
Too early to tell.
It looks really good, but it could be really good.
Right.
Really good dried up corn too.
Are you guys expecting any moisture soon, or
30-40% chance for days, but
okay.
it seems that 30 or 40 doesn't make rain.
Right.
It's passed us more than a few times.
Well, it's cloudy and it looks like it wants to rain, but so far we haven't seen a lot. So, and they're talking heat again next week, and so we'll see what happens. But the month of July is going to be critical. You would agree, right?
Yeah, month of July for us, early August is very critical.
Right. Thank you.